So by now, I hope you realize that you're not allowed to just use any old image that you can find out there on the internet. So how do you find the images that you are able to use that have permission built in or some sort of license that will let you use it in your schoolwork or other work? So I'm here at Google Images. So that's at images.google.com. And we're going to do just a Google image search the way you might do it if you're looking for something. So I'm just going to type in barn, and all of these images are going to be returned. And some of these are images that I can use and some of them aren't. So for example, I might be able to use something from hobbyfarms.com, but I don't really know what they decide that they're going to do as far as letting me use it. So the way that you can find out is by using what's called a license filter. So just below the search bar, you have all of these other options. And this only works when you're searching in Google Images. If you're in the news or videos or all, you're not going to have this option. So you go over here to Tools, and then you choose Usage Rights, and you're going to have some choices under here. So All, which is what we're seeing right now. Then you'll have Creative Commons license, and then Commercial and Other licenses. So they're pretty much divided into two things. Commercial and other licenses are images that are for sale or for rent. You have to pay someone to be able to use them in your work. And you go, well, I'm just doing a project for school, I can use it. That's not how it works. If you want to use it, you have to pay for it, period. And some of these images that you can see, they will have what are called watermarks on them. So when you click on it, you might see, and you can see right here, there's a little bit of watermark over here that says Alamy, and that's just the website. And anytime you see that, that is a very clear indication that you are using an image that you are not allowed to use. You're screaming to the world, I stole this picture. So you definitely don't want to use images that have the watermarks on them. So your other option are what are called Creative Commons licenses. And these are images that you can use. And you notice that each one of these has a little pop out that says licensable. So all of these are able to use. And I hope you notice that many of these are coming from Wikimedia or Wikipedia. Wikimedia is the kind of the warehouse for all the images and charts and maps that are in Wikipedia. And it happens to be a fantastic resource for images that have permission built in for you to use. So when your teachers say you can't use Wikipedia, this is one of the good uses for Wikipedia. Everything that's in there has that license for you to use. It's part of the deal. When you upload something to Wikipedia, you are acknowledging that you are the owner and you're giving away the rights to let anybody use it. So let's say I want to use this barn image right here that I notice comes from Wikimedia. I'm going to click on here where it says licensable, and I'll get a closer up image of closer up view of the image. And then I have a link to where it comes from. And I also see here that I have something called license details. License details is going to give you some more specific information on exactly how you're able to use it. It's going to take me to the Creative Commons website, and it's going to show me how this is set up. So this is set up for attribution, share alike, and unported. And it's got this little code down here. Don't worry about what that says, but you do want to read below because it's going to tell you what you're allowed to do, but what your responsibility is. So I'm free to share this image, and I'm free to adapt it, which means I can make changes to the image. So I can turn it into a meme by putting text on top of it, or I can do some funky virtual effects to it. I'm allowed to do that because that permission is built in. But I have to do these things under the terms of the license agreement. I must give appropriate credit, provide a link to the license. So that's going to be to this page. And then you need to let somebody know if you made changes that you made changes to the original. Okay. And you are not allowed to change the permission on it. So for example, if you did change the image and add something to it, you can't repost it on the internet and say no one can change this image. It must be posted with exactly the same license as you found it. So you're not allowed to change the terms of that. So just about all of what you're going to find under this Creative Commons license link is the filter is going to allow you to use these images in your work. Now, when you are working in Google Docs and Google Slides, and you are inserting images, and you're going to search the web for that, what you type in here is exactly the same as what you did over here. So this is a Google image search with the Creative Commons filter turned on. It's not possible from within a Google Doc or a Google Slide to search for images other than ones that you're allowed to use. So know that when you're searching from within, then you are doing what you are supposed to do as far as being responsible for the content. You do want to follow up on the attribution and see how you need to give credit, or if you need to give credit for something and what you're allowed to do with it. But know that you are safe to use the images that you find here. If you're out on the web, make sure you're using this Creative Commons license before you include images that you find in your schoolwork so that you don't run into trouble down the road later.